What is so wrong about craving attention? Is there anything inherently wrong with craving attention and wanting attention on yourself? Um, is there anything really wrong with that? And this is something that I think about sometimes, and especially lately, um, because I don't know. My whole life as a child, living with my family and stuff, um, people who were like loud or like had like alternative style, had dyed hair, piercings, tattoos, or just dressed in a way that was very loud and like very attention grabbing was looked down upon. I remember my dad would always say, oh, people who dye their hair, they're just attention seekers. Oh, that person with a bunch of piercings and tattoos, they just want attention. They're just attention seekers. Like, and I would always think to myself, what if they just like it? Like, what if they just like to dress in that way? What if they just like having piercings and dyed hair and tattoos? And it's very interesting to me how, people with loud personalities, people who have a very secure sense of self, are usually the ones that are judged and looked down upon because they are seeking attention. And meanwhile, people who, the basic styles and the basic way of dressing, very minimalistic, is more praised, more proper, more pure, and more admired, I guess, in traditional and conservative cultures, I guess is the word. And I feel like this conversation can go very deep. But I'm just kind of trying to flow, right? I'm just talking to the camera. I don't have anything planned. This was just on my mind and I just wanted to talk about it. And I'm also trying to let go of like my perfectionism and feeling like I have to have everything like set up. I have to have a whole script before I can start a video. Like, I'm just gonna do a video if I feel like it. You know what I mean? So I'm really trying to practice letting go of my perfectionism. So I appreciate you bearing with me and my scattered thoughts. But yeah, this concept is especially difficult for me to navigate because I grew up in a setting where attention seeking is bad, right? And it would trigger me because I always wanted to dye my hair. I always wanted to get piercings. I always liked to dress, I guess, loud or be extra. I always really loved dressing up for school. Like, that was one of my favorite things to do. One of the things that like actually kept me going in school is being able to dress up and like put together my outfits and whatever, even if it was loud or attention seeking. I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed putting a little bit of my personality in the things that I was wearing and practicing my self-expression. I feel like self-expression is something that is so, for some reason, just like looked down upon. Like, oh, you're expressing yourself? What a loser. What a loser. When it's like, really? And obviously not everybody thinks like this, but I feel like lately, I mean, I haven't personally seen myself. Usually it's very supportive. Usually I see more supportive people who encourage self-expression, but I know that a lot of people are still kind of like practicing that same mindset of just feeling judgmental towards people who are expressive. And I feel like we can kind of see this today in like the trend of being whimsy and whimsical, and especially people of color, especially women of color, black women, Hispanic women, but especially black women. I feel like they in that community is very just like, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like if you're watching this video, you understand what I'm saying. Like, the culture and the communities are very like, they just really look down upon whimsy. Like, they look down upon people being different, dressing in a different way, in an alternative kind of way, when it's like, wow, like, just for having fun, really. Like, I feel like this life is so short for us all to be boring. Like, and honestly, if dressing like minimalistic and in like a basic way suits you, like, that's perfectly fine. But I feel like there should also be space for people who are not that, people who are maximalist and like really dressing up and being extra in their outfits. I think we should be more supportive and accepting and welcoming of those kind of people, because I feel like this world is so dull, especially as of lately, and it needs more color, and it needs more happiness, and it needs more, it just needs more. It just needs more whimsy. Like, but we see people constantly getting hate for it, and I feel like it's also a deep-rooted hatred for neurodivergent and like autistic people, because people, I feel like the crowd, like majority of people, deem the behaviors of neurodivergent and autistic people as childish. Like, for example, I like to collect things. I like to collect Littlest Pet Shops. It's something that makes me really happy. I like to bring them around with me during my day. And I like to decorate my space with a lot of, I guess, childish, people would say childish things, like plushies, posters, and just things that you would typically see in, like, I guess, a child's bedroom. But I feel like, why is it that when we become adults, we're just supposed to forget about all the things that we liked as children? I feel like we are all children deep down. Deep down, we're all children. We all have an inner child. And in a lot of ways, a lot of people abandon their inner child, and I feel like that's why people are so miserable. Because they're just ignoring the pleads and the begs of their inner child to just bring a little bit of whimsy in their life. The whimsy that made them happy as children. But anyways, I started making this video because I kept thinking about what is so wrong about being an attention seeker. Like, attention seeker is something that is... Attention seeker is a term to describe... It's a negative term. It's associated with negativity. Oh, you're an attention seeker. It's like an insult. It's like, oh, you just want attention. You're just an attention seeker. What an attention-seeking bitch, right? But it's like, I feel like more people should own that. Like, I don't know if this is like an unpopular opinion, but I feel like more people should own the fact that they are attention seekers. Like, fuck it, if I'm an attention seeker, yes, I want attention, so what? Now what? Like, yeah, that is me. I do want attention. People just, I feel like that insult really just stems from jealousy. From feeling like seeing somebody else seeking out attention, and they feel a type of way. because deep down, they really want attention. And they feel like they can't. They feel there's something in them that's holding them back from taking the steps necessary to seek out that attention from other people. I really feel like that's what it is, because honestly, without attention seekers, we wouldn't have people that we look up to. We wouldn't have people to look up to and give us an example that we can be whatever we want to be, right? We wouldn't have people, we wouldn't have leaders. Like, without attention seekers, we wouldn't have people that we feel inspired by, you know? So I feel like more people should own the fact that they seek attention, or even if you feel like you're not really, like, that's not really you, you just want to be yourself without people saying that, people judging you for it and calling you that, or saying that you're an attention seeker when you're literally just trying to exist as yourself. Like, but it's like people who are different are automatically seeking out attention. But I feel like a lot of times it's like, it's attention that is deserving. I think that you deserve to have attention if you're going against the grain, you know, if you're just trying to be a little bit more whimsical and a little bit more colorful in your life, then I think you deserve to have that attention, because people need to see it, and it needs to be spread, and it needs to be encouraged and supported. I guess I've just been thinking about this a lot, because I just remember, like I said, with my family and stuff, and one of my family members, we had a conversation recently where he said that he was gonna write books using ChatGPT, mind you, but we're not even gonna get into that. He said he was gonna use a pseudonym when he releases his books, because he doesn't want the attention. He doesn't want the attention on him. Which, okay, like, that's fine, like, but it just, you know, yeah, it kind of triggered me. It kind of triggered me because I felt like it was shade towards me, because I am somebody who has been trying to put themselves out there on social media with my music and art, and it felt like, okay, well, is there something wrong with how I'm doing it? Is there something wrong with the fact that I want attention for my art and my music? Is there something wrong with that? And it's not to say that, like, I'm solely running off of other people's validations and outside validation, because at the end of the day, you need to feel validated with just yourself. You need to feel secure enough with yourself to where you don't need other people's validation. But at the same time, it's like, is there what's so wrong about it? Is there something wrong with the way that I'm doing it, where I'm trying to put myself out there with my music? I want to put my name and my face out there associated with my music. I want people to know that it's me who makes the music. I want to feel, in some ways, like, yeah, it's okay. Like, craving validation is a human emotion. It's a human desire and a human experience. I'm not gonna sit here and beat myself down over the fact that, yeah, I do want validation from other people sometimes. Is that like a crazy thing to say? Like, yeah, I do want to hear the applause. I enjoy it. I like that. I like people clapping for me. I like people hyping me up and supporting me. I like that. And I think it's okay to like that. And I think more people should be supportive of other people who are putting themselves out there in that way, and, you know, being attention seekers. because it's like, at the end of the day, like, if they are such attention seekers, then they have something that you deem worthy of attention. If you're calling them an attention seeker, you think that they have something worthy of attention. But yet I feel like people just, they just, I think a lot of people want to ignore that, or be like, no, deny it. They want to deny it. When it's like, can we all just be honest? Like, if you see some fire ass shit, compliment them. You know what I mean? Like, hype them up. Like, I think that's what this world needs more of. More whimsy, more attention-seeking whimsy bitches, and more people supporting of the attention-seeking whimsy bitches. So yeah, honestly, I think that's all I have to say. I don't want to make this video too long because I know that I'll literally just keep yapping. But yeah, overall, lean into your attention seeker. Lean into that part of yourself that wants attention, you know? And yeah, like, genuinely, what is so wrong about people wanting attention? Because I hear this constantly. I hear it constantly, like, not only from like my family always saying like, oh, they just want attention. People who do their makeup crazy, and people who dye their hair and do crazy hairstyles and dress crazy, they're just attention seekers. Okay, and what about it? Like, oh, I'm sharing my art and stuff, but I don't want any attention though. I don't want the attention. Why? Why not? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just an attention-seeking ass bitch, and I can't really fathom the fact that people want to share their art and music and not want any attention on themselves. Because it's like, why? And I think a lot of times it also probably stems from like trauma and people, you know, saying that very thing, like, oh, you're just an attention seeker, you just want attention for your whatever. But it's like, own that shit. Like, own it. Yes, I do. Now what? So yeah, from one attention-seeking ass bitch to another, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or night, and I'll see you guys in the next video.